Hello again, Nick McDonald here with a little bit of training and coaching around the compound effect and the importance of taking consistent action over a long period of time. So this is really based around the compound effect, and we've lifted this from our training program that we've got to share with you to help you think differently about why you should keep on keeping on. Right, so consistency over time. I mean, consistent action over time is probably the most powerful thing that you could possibly do. Habits shape your results, and patterns of behaviour and thinking reflect in your results. So if you think about, if you go to the gym, right? This is a classic one, isn't it? If you go to the gym, once or twice, it's not going to help you. If you go to the gym for a week and you work out 8 hours a day for a week, you're probably going to just tire yourself out, but you're not necessarily going to change your body. So if you go to the gym 3 or 4 hours a day, 3 or 4 times a week, for 6 to 8 weeks, or for your life, your body will change. So it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing when you think about your body, when you think about your diet, when you think about your relationships, with the people that you love, with your the people that you employ, and with your customers. If you just think about your general standards, and think about your business results as well. What you do consistently, and also it's a pattern of thinking about how you think and feel about yourself. So that's why focus and ownership are so important. That's why we talk about this a lot. So let me just show you what I mean. So now, if you were to play double or quits for a month with starting with $1, right? On day one, you'd have $1, and then you double that. So on day one, you'd end up with $2, right? On day 7, a week later, if you kept doing that, double or quits, you'd end up with $128. A few days later, you'd have $1,000. Right? At the end of the first fortnight, you'd have grown your money to $16,000, right? Now this is where it gets interesting. Few days later, so if that's on Sunday, right? On Wednesday, you'd have $131,000, and on Saturday you'd have $1 million. Okay, so Saturday of the third week, if you just kept with it. Now this is where it gets insane, right? You then, on the Wednesday or Thursday, you get 4 days later, you'd have $16 million, right? 4 days after that, you'd have $268 million. And on the last day of the month, you'd have $2 billion. All right. So the point of this is that if you look here, when you start, you get reasonably good results. First week, nothing too much to shout home about, but it grows and grows and grows, and the more you do it, the longer you do it. So the last 3 days of the month, you've grown 268 million to 2 billion in the last 2 or 3 days. And I think that's the important. This is the point that I want to get around consistency, and keep on doing what you're doing, because the longer you do it, the more results, the better the results that you'll get. So here's the two most, a couple of the most successful guys on the planet. One is Warren Buffett. So his wealth over time, his net worth over time, you can see that graph there. Same there for Bill Gates, right? So hardly anything. If you look down here, right, hardly anything. So I say hardly anything. He had a few million quid. Like when he was 53, he had a couple of million quid, and then now he's worth billions. So same for Bill Gates, right? Not an awful lot of action for a long time, and then he got growth. So also think about, it's not necessarily what you do, it's what you don't do. So if you think about just cleaning your teeth, now you should clean your teeth for 2 minutes a day, twice a day, every day. So if you do that consistently, you'll have a lovely smile, right? You'll have nice teeth. And you can possibly afford to not do it, have a night off now and then. But if you consistently do that, you'll have nice teeth. Now if you make a choice to not do that, I'm sorry if you've just had your breakfast, right? But if you choose not to do that, then your teeth are gonna fall out. So if this guy cleaned his teeth for 10 minutes on a Monday and then never did it again, it's not going to make any difference. So this is a really, really key point here is that you earn what you deserve through the actions and choices you take. Right, that's massive. You earn what you deserve through the actions and the choices you take. So, when you think about this, if you think about the actions that you take and sticking with stuff, eventually it will pay off. Right, okay, eventually it definitely will pay off. Even though you don't get very many results at the beginning, the more you do stuff, this here is learning, growing, failing. Right, you're sticking with it, you're getting better and better and better, and then you get the results. Now, why don't we do it? Right, why don't we do what we know we should do? Because our memory over time, right, is appalling. The human memory is fallible and is really, really unreliable, which is why eyewitness accounts always differ greatly, right? You can remember significant moments in your life from years ago, but you can't remember, the socks that you wore a week on Wednesday, right? A week last Wednesday. So, what happens with your brain and how your brain works is that you delete, distort, or generalize information. So you can't really trust your memory. Okay, really, really important stuff you can, right? But generally overall, right, you can't trust your memory. So we know what to do. We just don't do what we know, but we do what we believe. Right? Say that again. We know what to do. We just don't do what we know. We do what we believe. So just think about people who smoke, right? They know if you smoke that it's going to damage you, right? But they believe it's not going to damage them. That they are somehow different, right? So that's what they believe. So this is really massive. So when you put these two graphs together, you've got memory on this side in red and then results on this side. Okay, so what happens is that about here, right, in your time, in your month, say, you lose belief. So you might lose the belief that if you started with $1, you'd end with $2 billion, right? So there is a loss of belief, and therefore there's a loss of action, and you don't get people stop because A, they kind of forget their big goal, and also B, there's a real lack of immediate results. So because you don't get the immediate results, because if you go into the gym and you're lifting, you're working really, really hard, and then you don't have big bulging muscles, you think this is a waste of time. I'm not going to do this, right? If you want to lose some weight and you stop eating, cookies, you might have not eat cookies for 2 days, 3 days, and you're feeling the pain. No, you're not seeing anything on the scales. You just lose a belief. So and you've lost sight of the main goal. So what's really needed here is faith. Okay, so you have to have faith and belief that what's going to happen for you is going to happen. So therefore, taking consistent action over time, that's why you really need to see it, you really need to believe it, and you've really got to stick with it and be prepared to learn and fail forward. So I hope that helped you think differently about doing stuff consistently over time. This is Rise to a Million. I want to say to you, stick with it, keep learning, keep believing, keep trying, and most of all, keep smiling. And we'll see you in the next video. So comment below if this has helped you, and if there's anything else that you would like us to talk to you about. Have a great day.